Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at and installing the TowSmart Hitch on our 2024 Chevy Colorado. The Chevy Colorado is a really popular truck. We get a lot of these in, and it's really nice to add to the capabilities of it with a hitch on the back. That's going to allow you to pull some trailers. You can have some accessories on the back like your bike racks, your cargo carriers. This is a really good option. It replaces the factory cross member that goes across the back here, and it's a really nice looking hitch. It hides up underneath your bumper, so you're not going to be running your shins into it all the time. It's got a really nice powder coat finish on it. Looks like it's going to hold up really well against scratches and rust in the long term. This hitch is going to have a 5/8 pinhole opening, and that's going to hold any of your accessories you have in the back. And one thing it is, this won't come with a pin, so you may want to pick one of those up. But keep in mind, if a lot of your accessories on the market now will come with a pin and clip. With this hitch, it's going to have a really heavy-duty welded on chain loops, and it's going to accept either your S-style hooks or your Clevis-style hooks. So either one of those are going to work for your trailer towing needs. As far as measurements go for this hitch, from the center of our pinhole out to the edge of our bumper, we're looking at right at around 3 inches for that measurement. With that measurement, you'll be able to decide on if you have any accessories that fold up or stow away. Will make any contact with the back of your vehicle when you fold them up. Now, since we have our truck on a lift today, I am going to be accounting for the difference in that. Now, from the ground to the top of our receiver here without the lift, it's going to be 18.5 inches to the ground. And that's a pretty high number, so you really shouldn't have to worry about having any rise in the shank of either your bike racks or your cargo carriers for clearance. As far as weight ratings go for this hitch, we're going to have a tongue weight rating of 800 pounds. That's going to be the weight pushing down on the lower section of your hitch itself. Now, for a gross trailer weight rating, we're looking at 8,000 pounds. That's going to be the weight of your trailer and everything that you have loaded on that. Now, for a weight distribution setup, this is going to be 1,000 pounds for a tongue weight rating, and it's going to bump up your trailer weight rating to 10,000 pounds. Now, keep in mind, it's always a good idea to take a look at your owner's manual and make sure you don't exceed any of your maximum towing capabilities listed in there. Now, if you have any questions or comments about this hitch for your Colorado, you can always leave a question or comment down below in the comment section, or you can get a hold of one of our experts here at eTrailer. They'd be glad to help you out. Now, as far as installation goes, there are quite a few steps that you're going to have to take to get this one done, and it can be a little bit tricky, but it's not too bad. It's something you could definitely get done yourself. If it's something you don't have time to do or you don't have the space or the tools to do it, you can always get a hold of our dealer locator, and we should be able to get something for you set up locally. Now, if it's something you want to tackle yourself, stick around, watch our video, and we'll help you get it installed. To start our installation, what we're going to need to do is get our bumper off, and what we're going to do is we're going to have some wiring harness that runs along the back of our bumper. What I'm going to do is use a clip tool, and we're going to get that popped off and get our harness moved out of the way. Back here behind our bumper, you're going to see we're going to have these little clips, and all I want to do is just get under those and just work my way across and get those popped out. Anywhere we have any wiring harness connected, we want to get removed. Now, in the back of our bumper, we're going to have our license plate lights. With that, all we're going to do is grab on and just give that a turn, and those will pop out, and we'll set those aside on both sides. With everything removed, we'll take our harness and we'll just tuck it back out of the way. Now, on the back of our bumper, we're also going to have our wiring harness we need to unplug. This is for our trailer wiring. We're going to have this gray clip, and we just want to pop that back. You can pop out that gray clip. Now that we've done that, push in on your release on the side, and sometimes it's good to give it a little wiggle before you do that, because there could be dust and debris up in here that will hold that in place. Push in on your tab, pop that out. Now we are going to have one more clip here. Pop that loose, and we'll set that aside as well. Right here, connected to our cross member that comes across, we're going to have this bracket, and what this does, it just kind of holds our spare tire in place. We're going to remove this bolt on the front, and then we'll just back off this one back here, and we can swing this out of the way. Now on the sides of our frame, we're going to have our mounts for our bumper support. These are going to be 21 millimeter. We're going to have 2 on each side, but these are a little tricky to get at. Usually I would use my impact to pop these off, but since there isn't much room, I'm just going to use my ratchet and get those removed. Now we want to have an extra set of hands help hold up our bumper. We're going to have 2 15 millimeter nuts right here on the back of our bumper. With our side ones off, all we're going to be doing is backing this one off and the other one, and then we can remove our bumper. All right, you just want to hold up on the bumper in the center, make sure it don't fall off. All right, now I'm going to remove the last nut while I have someone holding up the bumper for me. Now that I have those off, I'll lift off my bumper and we'll set it aside. We have our bumper out of the way now. We're going to go ahead and remove all 4 of our 21 millimeter bolts that's holding on our cross member here. Now I recommend having another set of hands to help you out with this. That way it don't fall off as you remove your last bolt. With our bolts out, we can remove our cross member and we'll set it aside. Before we get our hitch lifted into place, I like to come through with a little brush and kind of clean out any of my weld nuts. I'll even get the ones on the side, and then after I do that, I'll come back through with some silicone spray and just spray those down, and I'll also spray down my hardware. It just makes reinsertion of our hardware a little bit easier. With an extra set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch into place. Just want to line up our bolt holes. We'll take our factory hardware and get a couple of them started. You want to run them up as far as you can, as long as you run them up far enough to hold it in place to get the rest of your hardware on. With my hardware loosely in place, as you can see, I can kind of move the hitch around. So what I want to do is I'm going to have my spare tire hoop here. What I want to do is take my hardware in the kit, and this is going to be a carriage bolt. It's going to have a square end. That's going to mate up with our hitch. Just want to get that to run through, line up our bolt. And I'll take a nut from the kit and just get that loosely in place. With our extra set of hands, we'll come back through and we'll get our bumper set in place. Now we just want to get a nut on our studs that come from the back of our bumper. Go ahead and get that on hand tight on both sides. That's going to help hold our bumper in place. We're using our factory hardware to reinstall this. With everything loose, you may have to get your bolts to line up by pushing up on your bumper itself. We just don't want to get everything tightened up down here yet until we get our bumper in place. We just want to make sure we can get everything lined up. With all of our hardware in place and everything sitting really well, I'm going to just come back through. I'm going to start with the bottom of my hitch down here and just get these snug down. With all of our hardware snug down, we'll come back through with our torque wrench and torque everything down to the specifications listed in our instruction manual. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can pick one up here at eTrailer, or you can take a look at your auto parts store. You should be able to rent one there. Now don't forget to come back through and get all of our wiring harness put back in place and plugged in. Now all we have to do is get our spare tire put back in place, and that'll do it for the installation of our TowSmart Hitch on our 2024 Chevy Colorado. I'm Scott with eTrailer, and thanks for watching.